Hi, I'm Aniki Nippon. Today I would like to give props to Scouse XS for actually confronting a young lady on an issue of racism head on. And I would like to say that Scouse XS, you have absolutely earned my respect. But there are some very important issues that we need to face in the United States of America. Now, South Africa is a predominantly black country. Of course, and up until about, I believe it was the 1970s, it was ruled by Britain. Now, today, the sentiment amongst South Africans against white people is that basically they are substandard human beings. That's how they're treated. During the FIFA soccer games, I was watching all these commercials, and I still see some of them on National Geographic today that say, South Africa, it's possible. And, you know, they talk about the wonders and the mysteries and the awe and the amazing sights you can see there. But the problem is, in South America, Colombia is the #2 murder capital of the world. And there's only one country that supersedes that number for murder per capita in the entire world. And that is the country of South Africa. And it usually comes in the form of black on white violence. You see, there's a saying that the mango doesn't fall far from the tree. The neighboring country of Zimbabwe, under President Mugabe, actually did certain things. Like, he basically said that if you're white, you don't deserve a farm. We need to restore it back to the black people. Ever since then, their economy has been trashed because the native blacks didn't know how to plant. After all, the white settlers were the only ones that really did plant for the longest time, so the crops went bad and now they're in a famine, and they've been ever since. And, well, basically the same kind of ideas are floating around South Africa, saying that we need to be a black country and we need to restore black power into our country. And by doing so, some people take extreme measures, and that's why it's the #1 murder capital of the world, which is a horrible, horrible situation to be in. Because on top of that, there really isn't a whole heck of a lot of justice that's being done. So, because of the corrupt nature of that government. But anyways, all these kinds of ideas can be quelled if we get away from this idea of black nationalism. In extreme forms of black nationalism, it actually resembles National Socialism or fascism even. A moderate form would look something like maybe the Nation of Islam or the black economists in our country that say, you know, we need to take money from the white man and everybody else and then pour it back into the black community, and that's going to get rid of our ghettos. As though if it was only black people who are affected by the economy as a whole, which I don't see how that would reasonably actually fix a whole heck of a lot. Not to say that the economy of the south side of certain cities shouldn't be boosted, but it should be done as a group effort, not just by black people in our country. And that's my point, is anytime you lend yourself to any kind of racial superiority or the idea that your race is the answer to your own race's problems, you're not including the rest of the community, and it does actually block progress. The whole idea behind Martin Luther King's speeches and the reason why Marcus Garvey was not the important person that most people remember is because people like Martin Luther King actually did believe in equality. And the Civil Rights Act of 1964 actually did mean something. And that's what we need to carry it on our generation's shoulders today. The same sentiments he had. And that's why I find it disgusting that the extreme cases, I'm not talking about the Nation of Islam or the black economists, but the black Israelites and the new Black Panther Party that have sentiment that they should, white people who had absolutely nothing to do with slavery in the current generation, or maybe even in the past generations, like myself. None of my ancestors ever owned slaves in the United States of America, but everybody down the line, if you count, has owned slaves in some way or have been slaves themselves somewhere down the line. It's part of human evolution and it's part of human history. But part of learning about history is not to repeat itself. You don't repeat things that people like Marcus Garvey were trying to say. You don't put those kinds of things into action because those things would definitely detriment ourselves, much in the same way that South Africa is being devastated and much in the same way that Zimbabwe is being devastated today. So, in conclusion, listening to the people like Scouse has been upset about only serves to perpetuate more racism in the United States of America and not diminish it, because it's the racial centralization, it's the racial superiority or the racial nature of the question and not a question of humanity as a whole that they're taking into account. And yes, bigotry and racism needs to go away. And the best way to do it, get away with it, is to make sure that we don't fall into the trap of saying good things or bad things about somebody just based on their superiority or inferiority of their race. And with all ado, please subscribe and thank you for watching.